I went from squatting 455 to 545 in 6 months, a 90-pound increase. You want to know how? Of course you do. Stick around and watch the video to see what exercises I include in my program for strength and hypertrophy. Welcome to Strong Bear Fitness. So our first lift today is going to be a box squat. In our box squat, we're going to help us out with our posterior chain strength and explosiveness. So we want to really need that when we get to our heavier weight, or when we're squatting heavier weight. So I actually came in here earlier this week, Thursday, and the meet was the Saturday before. Thought my legs were good to go, and they were not. Actually, I felt some pain in my left quad and some pain in my right hip towards my glute, and I decided after just doing 135 to go ahead and call it quits, because I knew I wasn't going to benefit from lifting that day. So like I said, box squats is supposed to be 80-85% of my 1 rep maximum. In the competition, I squatted 545. I think 80-85% is around the high fours, close to 5, maybe 465. We'll do the math. But box squats on a 12-inch box with 80-85% of my 1 rep max, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. So we're going to warm up and see what we can do. Should be able to get 315 for sets 8. If that seems relatively easy, then we'll move on to around 365. See what that feels like. And if 365 feels good, we'll just go ahead and move on up to 405. But we're going to have to start on this little box over here and actually see what our legs can do before we start putting on some heavy weight. So let's get started. All right, here we are with 135. See what this feels like. By the way, you're probably looking at me saying, Galen, where are your calves? Left those at home. I'll go and get them when it's time to do calf work. Oh, there we go. Whew. Got some pumping going on there. Yeah. 135, not too bad. Let's bump it on up. Now, what's the rest time in between these sets? Well, once I get a little bit heavier, it's going to be around 5 minutes, 3 to 5. Yeah, we're working on hypertrophy, but we're also working on strength. And to be able to maximize strength or strength gains, I want my legs and my glutes, hamstrings, all of it well rested in between each lift. So you notice I'm already out of breath. Number one, I'm sick. A cold is beating me down. But it ain't stopping me from lifting. Here we go. 225, 225. Ooh, I have to lower that. Ooh. Those are getting heavy. Buddy, I went a little bit wider than I usually do. See how that would feel. Buddy. All right. We'll see what 315 feels like. I'd go ahead and lower the rack a little bit because I felt like I was coming out and bar was hitting over here on this left side. Ooh, I probably should have went to 275, but I'm just stupid. And got a bit of an ego sitting here thinking, well, it's quite at 545. Should be able to do this. We're about to see. Yeah, it's not too heavy. Yeah. Whew. My God, now. Freaking 315 is heavy. Of course, it's low. The freaking box. Ooh. We might have to reevaluate what we're going to do today. All right. So here we are on set number. Technically, this ought to be the first working set. But the way I'm feeling and the way that 315 felt, this might be, I mean, no, technically this should be a warm-up. This is 100 pounds off from our true working set. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Some of you are probably thinking, why did you really squat 545? Check the shorts, baby. 545's in my shorts, YouTube shorts. So, we're gonna see what this feels like. I even broke out the belt simply because need some stabilization. I don't like to rely on this. I really don't wear a belt till I get to about 4 or 5, but well, we're about squatting. And there's nothing wrong with having a little extra stabilization. Let's see what we got. Lord have mercy. Yeah. 465 is a no-go. This is a friggin' no-go. for sets of 8. We're going back down to 315. Set number 3. Working set number 3. We're counting the first one. You know what in the world I thought this was going to be. Let's see what we got. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. Oof. 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 Oh, yeah. My quads are fried. Fried. All right. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. My glutes, especially my right one, it's I feel like it's about done. But we ain't done it, but it feels done. My quads, geez Louise, they are smoking. We're still not done. We got one more set left. I guess 315 is our working set for today. But I'm moving up next week. I'll force these legs and these glutes to get stronger and to grow. But I mean, this is what it's about. These box squats, they're just so freaking mean. Squatting this low and then driving up, I mean, just beat me down. That's all right, baby. Whew. This is the last set. Right here. Oh my God. We're smoking. We're smoking. We'll get it done though. Last set. Hopefully they just hold on. Because we got to get it done. We want them to grow. You got to put in the work. Ooh. You got to put in the work. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Dude, I about puked everywhere. I almost puked everywhere. If I'm being honest, that back squat just put a beating on me. Put a beating on me. But our next exercise is front squat. Now, I typically like to go a little bit heavier than 135. Somewhere along 185 to 225. I do pretty well with 225, but right after back squats, my core is smashed. My glutes are smashed. My quads are smashed. So I say smashed. They've been heavily tried. So the purpose of a front squat is one, to help develop more strength in the core, because the whole time just doing front squat, you're trying to maintain an upright posture, and it's going to really, you want to really have to force your core to work, to stabilize, and move efficiently. And I almost want to say perfectly, but the correct way. So it's a good core training exercise, and it's really good at developing your quads as well. So I do this right after my box squats, and it's just an accessory lift, a compound accessory lift. It's either these or the safety bar squat, and I really want to work on my core. It's my core strength. So I've included this in the training program for the first 4 weeks. The next 4, we'll see if we can include the safety bar squat if needed. But if the front squats are doing their job, or my body's reacting well to the front squats, then we'll just keep those in the rotation. So we'll start with 135. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I'm gonna have to move this mic. Put it down here for the time being. All right. Well. That wasn't too bad. I think I'll move up just a little bit, probably 185. We're gonna do, may do three sets, may do 4. See what our quads and core feels like. Let's bump it up to 185. All right. Second set, working set 185. Let's see how this feels on the core and the quads. Ooh, tad bit heavier. That's a good working weight. That's a good working weight. All right, here we are. Third set. 185 is not too bad. It's challenging, which is what you want. As far as it being an accessory lift and being at about 85%, 80 to 85%, I have no idea what my maximum effort lift or what my max is on front squat. I've always put on there what I thought was challenging, where I could either barely do 8 reps or I couldn't get 8 reps. But like I said earlier, with my core being thrashed and my quads also being thrashed, went with 185. Well, I started with 135, moved up to 185. So this one's going to be a whole lot tougher than the last set. Third set, 185. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh. But core is working so hard that I literally want to throw up right now. Yeah, the quads may be willing, but my core we see what we got to work on. We're gonna have to hit the core, implement some good core training at least 2 days a week. So obviously we're doing it now on these front squats, and we'll do it on a deadlift day. We already do core stabilization at the beginning, but we need to work on some core strength and power. So we'll include one of those exercises on our deadlift days. All right, guys, here we go. Let's sit 185 on the front squat. Whew. Try not to throw up on this one because it's close. That's all she wrote for the front squat. All right, guys. So what we get ready to do now is a Bulgarian split squat. And Bulgarian split squats are good for building up mass on the quads. And I like these better than I do lunges. Dude, I freaking hate lunges. Forward, backward, sideways, it doesn't matter. I hate a lunge. This is similar to a lunge, but it's not a lunge. The reason I don't like lunges is I always have a problem with it feels like somebody has a knife in my quad while I'm doing a lunge, and you'll probably say, well, you're not doing them right. That's a good possibility that I'm not, but I watch how I do lunges and it looks like I'm doing okay, but I digress. I'd rather do Bulgarian split squats. Bulgarian split squats do well at working the vastus lateralis. I should have said that right. Hope I said that right. Outer part of your quad. For me, it works it pretty well. And usually only do one dumbbell at a time. But that one dumbbell is usually a 100-pound dumbbell. But we're going to do two, and we're going to try 60s. So I always like to start with the left leg. Left leg's the weakest. So when it comes to doing a Bulgarian split squat, a lot of people, or some people, gauge the distance from where they're working leg and their balanced leg. They gauge that distance wrong, or maybe too narrow or too wide. One simple way to fix that is I'll put my working leg up here first on the heel. I'm going to come up on the working leg, foot down, and I'm going to throw my balanced leg back just like this. All my weight is shifted up here on my working leg. All right. So let's see what does 60 feel like. Oh my gosh. Dude. That is brutal. Friggin' brutal. All right. Let's go with right leg. Oh, buddy, is that rough? Oh my granny alive. Yeah. Said I was doing the 60s. We're going down Oh, beating me down. We're going down. All right, so we switched. We lowered the weight. Grabbed the 50-pound dumbbells. I'm not gonna lie, 60s were a little much, and only got 8 reps on the right leg. And as you can see, there was, I have a little bit of imbalance on that leg. One thing that we got to work on. Also, we're only doing 3 sets of these. It's supposed to be 3 sets of 10. And like I said, it is and it isn't a isolation exercise. I guess it is, because I'm discovering the imbalances I have on my right leg. But we're only doing 3 sets of 10 here. Like I said, we went from 60s to 50s. And one reason is, I've already done a decent back squat. And then I did a front squat. My legs are fried. What's bad? We're not even halfway done yet. Oh, we got some work to do today. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that feels good. It hurts, but it feels good. That's what I like to see. I like to feel it working. Here we go. This right leg. Oh, oh, ah, 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 oof, oof, oof. My gosh. Yeah. Oh, that felt great. That felt great. So, while we're resting, trying to catch my breath, you're probably wondering, why did I not include leg presses into this program? So, leg presses are good for, they're good for building up your quads. And you can load up a leg press and push a lot of weight. But the reason I didn't include it in this program is because, for me, it's wasted effort. The reason it's wasted effort is I need to gain strength on squat, not leg press. And of all the times that I've done leg press and I've been able to load it up, none of that strength that I got on the leg press carried over to squat. Not for me. So, kind of took leg presses out of the program and focused on things that would actually help me grow on squat. So that's why we have back squat, front squat, Bulgarian split squats. We'll have about 2 more quad exercises right after these Bulgarian split squats. But none of them are, or none of that is the leg press. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm not a fan. Well, I'll put it like this. I did not include leg presses into this program because I feel like it will not help me gain any type of strength towards being able to squat more weight. Would it help me gain some, or would it help me put on muscle around my legs. I mean, yeah, progressive overload, possibly, but like I said, wasted effort as far as me coming over here and doing these Bulgarian split squats and finding out that I have a muscle imbalance, or I have a not just a muscle imbalance, but a stability issue that I need to work on. I don't know that on leg press, because I mean the machine stabilizes for you. You don't really have to use your core on leg press. You're just laying down and pressing with your legs and some of your glutes. So it doesn't really, leg presses aren't for me. All right, let's get this last set in. That last one felt better. I think I talked too much. My legs rested a little too long. See that? My toe wants to turn in, and that'll cause is my knees don't line up with my toes, and you have issues with your knee tracking, and that's one thing we do not want. You want your knee to be in between tracking with the second and third toe. If not, you can have some tracking issues. You get tear ACL. We don't want any of that, because we got to stay healthy. Just like that, we're done with Bulgarian split squats. All right, guys, we're on to our fourth movement, or our third accessory, and we're getting a little bit more dynamic now, and we're going to do some sled pushes and pulls. So I discovered towards the end of the last time I was trying to build on some mass, work on strength, I discovered these, and it started helping me build up my quads and my strength a little bit more. And right now we just got 3 45-pound plates on here, simply because, I mean, I could probably throw a fourth one on there, but I don't know how far I'll be able to push and pull down. So we'll start off with 3. We're only going to do about 3 sets. And the goal is to get it about 10 yards down and pull it 10 yards back. We're going to see what we got, because I'm here to tell you my legs are already fried. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, I forgot how much those hurt. Oh man, these next 2 sets are going to be rough. All right, this is the second set. And I figured, hey, what the heck? We'll go ahead and throw a fourth plate on there. So currently around 180 pounds on the sled. Push it down for about 10, pull it back. Oh my gosh. Dude, these suck. Oh. You've probably seen halfway down it. I pretty much, my legs just quit. I mean, as far as pushing, they just quit almost 3/4 of the way down. And I just had to pull it back. And I almost didn't make it back. All right, we're at the third and final set. You're probably saying, well, Kanan, my grandma could push 180 pounds down and back with no problem. Bump you and your grandma. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm freaking done. All right. Final exercise. Good old extensions. I am out of breath. Good old leg extensions. Now you're probably sitting there saying, Kanan, you're a hypocrite. You said you didn't want to do anything that doesn't contribute to your squatting strength or power. So you opted out of leg presses and decided to do leg extensions. Thou are correct. These leg extensions really isolate the quads. And yes, you may not be able to overload the machine out with 600, 700, 800, 900 pounds. But the way this leg extension isolates the quads, I mean, leg extensions are a staple in there about any leg exercise. Any leg exercise. And with my program, it's no different. So, it's not wasted effort. This is the very last exercise for quads, and it'll be time well spent as far as isolating the quads that are already fried. So this is basically to finish them off. Whew. Let's see what we got. So we're starting off with 150. And we're only doing 3 sets of 10. Oh, these are going to be tough. All right, so we're moving down to 180. Set number 2 of 3. 150s felt good. Let's get these 180s done. So that was a no-go. My legs are fried. we're dropping that back down to 150. So another reason I opt out of leg presses, besides for me being a wasted movement, is the aggravation that it puts on the knees. So with these extensions don't bother my knees nowhere near as bad as the leg presses do. So like I said, it's all about isolating the quads, and it's the last movement, or the last exercise of the program for quads, or the last exercise of the day for quads. All right, let's get this last sit in. And that's it for quads. That's it for leg extensions. We are done with quads for today. All right, so we get down to the nitty gritty. We've done all our quad work, most of our glute work, and now we're at one of the movements that I never about despise the most. But it's good for building up the hamstrings, and it's good for building up the glutes. And it's the good old good morning. If you don't have good mornings in your program, then I don't know what the freak you're doing. Good mornings are, like I said, good on building the glutes and hamstrings. But you've got to have great core strength as far as maintaining that weight. I don't use a regular barbell because I feel like I'm more concentrated on trying to keep the barbell on my back than I am doing the movement. So safety bar works best for me. So we'll start off with, well, I guess the safety bar weighs about, I don't know, 35 pounds. So start off with 135. And it's been a few months since I've done these, so we'll see how 135 feels first. Jeez. So those weren't too bad. I could definitely feel those in my hamstrings and my quads. I mean, glutes. So one thing I want to work on these next 8 weeks is really trying to bulletproof these hamstrings. And of course, I'll probably do some, well, next exercise we'll do is leg curls, but leg curls for the hamstrings. But these, like I said, this is a good movement for both strength and mass. Really build up the glutes and the hamstrings. Good compound lift. Forces stability, core, glutes, hamstrings. Overall good movement. 3 sets. 3 sets of 10. And since that one wasn't too bad, we're gonna move up, add a quarter on each side. 185. Let's get it. All right, set number 2, 185. The last time I tried to do these months ago, felt like my back was just getting ready to give out on me. So we'll see what we got today. Ooh. Oh. 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 Ah. Ah. Oh. Starting to give out. Jeez. We felt okay for the first 4 or 5 reps. The last 3 started beating me down. Jeez. Supposed to do 10. We're supposed to do 10. We got 8 on that one. My hamstrings are definitely feeling it. Glutes are definitely feeling it. So we're gonna wait an extra minute before we hit this last set. All right, rested a little bit longer than in between the first set and second set. A little bit longer rest period. Let's get this last set done. Jeez. And that's going to be it for our good mornings. All right. So this is our last exercise. Oh, as far as hamstrings. The good old leg curl. And it's just another exercise that's a staple for building up mass. We did our good mornings for strength and mass. This one's just for mass. I am exhausted. So, I think we're going to start off with 100. I haven't done leg curls in months. But and the reason I prefer these, the seated leg curls, is because when I do the lying leg curls, I feel like my hamstrings or the tendons and my hamstrings can become compromised when I'm laying down and you know the weight's coming down and I'm on the eccentric phase of that lift. My tendons tend to pull, and it's a weird feeling like I'm getting ready to. They feel like they're getting ready to tear. So I don't do lying leg curls. These seated leg curls are much better for me, and I get a better contraction, and it's easier for me to allow the weight to come up on the eccentric to control it, and I don't feel my tendons actually pulling like they're getting ready to tear. So that is why I prefer the seated leg curls. So 100s are super light. I did not know my hamstrings were capable of that. So we'll go up and wait. Dude. Did not know my hamstrings were that strong. Like I said, it's been months, and I actually used to struggle with hundreds. Cause like I said, it was, well, on the lying hamstring curl, the hundreds were tough. The seated ones, the hundreds weren't that tough, but they didn't move. It did not move like a couple months ago. It didn't move like it just moved. Almost tore that machine up. All right. So we bumped it up to 130. Let's see what 130s feel like. Oh yeah. Ooh. 130s, 130 will do. 130s definitely felt different. We'll stick with 130s. All right. Get this last set done. My legs are fried. Quads, glutes, hamstrings. They're all thrashed. Peeps, that's it. We're done with hamstrings. All right. We're at our last exercise for tonight, or today, whatever time it is. And it's the good old calf raises. Now, as I said earlier on, I left my calves at home. So while I was resting my hamstrings, I went home to get these. Look at those sexy devils. My calves are non-existent. They have been all my life. My legs were built for speed, not for squatting heavy weight. So we have really had to work on building up strength for our legs. And now we're just trying to build up muscle on our calves. I don't even know what weight this is. It says 250. Now, on these calf raises, I like to let my heels go past here so I get a good stretch on that calf. Real good stretch. We'll do these slow, and we won't count how many we do. We'll just go until our calves are destroyed. Jeez, Lee friggin' wheeze. So, speaking of calf work, the days that I squat are not the only days that I'll be working on calves. I'll be working on calves on my deadlift days. I'll be working on my calves at least 3 times a week, simply because they're not existent. It's like my ankle connects to my knee. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's no shame in my game. I got no calves. But we're gonna work on that. Now, I know a lot of people or quite a few people. They come in here on their leg days, and the first thing they do is do calf raises. And that's fine and dandy and all. But the reason I don't start off with calves is because I don't want tight calves when I go to squat. I don't want anything that's going to hinder my mobility whatsoever. If it's going to hinder my depth, my squat, then I don't want to do that first. And trust me, I know that I got small calves, and I really need to be working on those. And I am. All right. Set number 2. Dude, my feet started cramping up. That's no bueno. All right, let's see it. And we are done. Finished. Oh, dude, they are fried. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to walk out of here. Jeez. And that, my friends, is the end of this workout. Oh, if you stayed here for this long, I greatly appreciate it. As you can see, we had a lot of volume today. A lot of volume centered around increasing or gaining mass and increasing strength around the quads and the glutes. So, a lot of volume. There's a lot of volume, man. It's going to be a long 8 weeks. Those box squats beat me down. I mean, my legs were already shot after the box squats. But that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment if you want to. Until next time, Strawberry Fitness.